Hi, people. Right, there's been a poll or a vote in the UK on the worst behaved dog. Coming in at number one was the Border Collie. Number two was the Cocker Spaniel. What have they both got in common, people? They are working breeds. It's no good if you're not going to put the training in and the endless hours of work and play and everything else. Get a working dog. Because especially border collies, I mean, I've had plenty. I've had German shepherds as well, so and mongrels, blah blah blah. But border collies are the most intelligent dog in the world. That is a fact. And when you get, especially from a working line like Zed is, if that's not channeled, they become destructive. They bark a lot. They become neurotic. So I'm not surprised that it's been voted the worst behaved dog. I think it's sad. I think it's sad that people watch videos of. There's one channel on here that has a border collie that does all these amazing tricks and all of that. People watch that, and for some reason, they think working dogs come ready trained. They don't. They don't. And I mean, Zed will be 3 on the 26th, and I wouldn't even sit here and work out the thousands of hours of work I've put into her because it's 11 hours a day for 365 days a year for the last 3 years, less 7.5 weeks. So, you've got to be realistic. She is absolutely sound. I'll show you because we've just, hold on, there she is, look, bless her, look, she's absolutely out Sparko. Now, she's a high drive dog, but because she's fulfilled every day, that's what I get when she's at home. And we've done everything. We start at 2:45 a.m. in the morning. That's when I get up and I go to the kitchen. I start getting her breakfast ready, and at 3:30 we go on patrol to ensure that we've got no burglars. I mean, because we came across four going equipped burglars, with dark hats on, dark clothes, torches, and yeah, we had to deal with that. And then we rang the police, and yeah, that was quite funny. So Zed starts working at 3:30 a.m. and after she's had breakfast, we play with her Kong, and she goes and targets letters of her name, and we tug a bit with the Kong, and then we are literally messing about until 8:30, where we're picked up and we're taken to the field so that Zed can have her main training session and an awful lot of play. The one thing with me is I don't think training should be militant. I just don't. I think training in all forms should be fun. I have what I call the three F's: fair, firm, and fun. It has to be. Zed is a strong-willed young lady, and if she wasn't with me and I hadn't picked her, you know, trust me to pick most difficult puppy in the litter. But as I've said before, it was worth it, and it saddens me because Cocker Spaniels, yes, they're a small dog, but my God, they've got an awful lot of drive. And if you haven't, if you're working, it's not fair. It's not fair. It just isn't. So yeah, so those are the two breeds that have been voted the worst behaved dogs in the UK. Number one, the Border Collie. Number two, the Cocker Spaniel. Both working line dogs, working breeds, both. So, and the only reason they're naughty is because people don't bother training them. And it's not just about training; it's about fulfilling their needs. Their mental side of them. You can walk your dog for 10 miles 3 times a day. It won't be enough. Not for a collie. Not for a Cocker Spaniel. Not for a German Shepherd. They need that mental stimulus. They need to use their brain. And Zed does that every day. And it's so important. And it saddens me that people don't understand that working dogs need so very much more than your average dog. And I'm not knocking anybody's dog, okay? I'm not. I love all dogs. I totally love all dogs. I'm just very aware, having owned everything from mongrels, German shepherds, right through to, crossbreds, right through to, I mean, Zelly was a border collie cross terrier, Inky, YY, both blue male border collies, and now Zed is a blue male border collie. Zed is in a different league altogether from the other collies I've had. I had to do so much learning and studying, even though I've got decades of experience, because she's a very complex little girl. And, she has fears and phobias and neurotic bits. And, it's just sad. It's really sad. So, please, people, please think before you look on YouTube or Facebook or wherever and see some dog doing something wonderful and think you want that. I mean, I'm not knocking any of the Huskies and Malamutes, but they've become very popular. Yet I have yet to see, well, I have seen one person on YouTube, one person that has got a trained Husky that he can leave half a mile back in a sit that he can then recall. And I'm sure he spent a lot of time doing it. They can be trained. You've just got to put a lot of work in. There's no such thing as an untrainable dog. Yeah. I mean, Zed is hard headed. She's stubborn. You know, I mean, I laugh at her because she is stubborn. I'm stubborn. Me and her are so similar, and I understand her, and I love her for who she is. But I also understand that no matter what, every day she has to be fulfilled. She would be a nightmare. A nightmare. I mean, you got to remember, for the first year she did nothing but bite. So if I hadn't have gone through the behaviour modification process, Zed would be dead now. She would have been put to sleep for biting. That's if she hadn't got herself killed chasing stuff. So, it's a good job she came to me. So again, please, people, everybody out there, not just my subscribers, but anybody who just happens to come to this video, please think before you decide what kind of breed you want. I mean, first time dog owners, get yourself a crossbred mongrel, whatever, something pretty laid back. You don't want to think, right, I'm going to have a first dog, I'm going to have a German Shepherd, I'm going to have a Border Collie, I'm going to have a Malinois. Madness. Absolute madness, because you won't deal with it. This morning, there's a lady who's got, now this is the cross, okay? It's half Border Collie, quarter Deerhound, and quarter, I think, Greyhound. Yeah, so, yeah, she's got a problem. And I was talking to her today, and I have said I will help her free of charge, because the dog's it's 9 or 11 months old, and it's high drive, very high drive. In my honest opinion, wrong hands, wrong hands. They've got no training experience. And, I went through a quick lesson of marker training, and I said to her, I told her what time I'm up at the fields, and I said, I'm there every day, and I will happily help her free of charge, because that's the person I am. I'm doing it for the dog, because that dog it needs to run. It needs to run. And I believe dogs need freedom. They need to run. Dogs have 4 legs for a reason. They really do. So please, please think. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.